It's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Pow day. Dude, let's go.
1970 was the year my dad, a Boise firefighter, started sunburst painting as a side gig. His dedication and love for this community was always inspiring to me. That passion led me to start rowpaint.com, turning what began as his side job into a family business that's been serving Boise for generations. For over 60 years in the Treasure Valley, the Rowe family name has been synonymous with hard work, dedication, and commitment to the community that's given us so much. We are a family-owned business who are proud to be sponsors of Boise State Athletics, to serve not only Boise, but our neighbors across Idaho and the surrounding states. From my father's first brushstroke to numerous paint and coatings projects today, we're here to make Boise a better place, one project at a time. Power in people, pride in painting.
It's game day. Are you ready?
Let's go! Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Bousher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course. It's time for the Jacksons Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the ICCU YouTube chat, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voicemail line at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN Postgame Show is presented by Jacksons, where 25 cents from each hot dog sold goes directly to the Horseshoe Collective to support Boise State student athletes. Need snacks, a coffee, or cold drink? Visit a Treasure Valley Jacksons today. The title sponsor of Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. For all your painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Now, let's go courtside and join five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, for the Jacksons Postgame Show.
Everybody, welcome into the Jacksons Postgame Show. I am not BJ Rains. I am Nathan Carroll, working with Bronco Nation News, kicking us off a little bit early for our post-game coverage. BJ's back in the media interviews, meeting with Leon, meeting with some of the players, and have some great analysis for you here in a moment. Be sure to fill in and get those comments in there. We're going to be reacting to Boise State's 82-60 win over Fresno State here on a Saturday afternoon. All in all, a pretty impressive performance from the Broncos. Took care of business in a game that that they needed to win, a game they should have won, and they went out and did the thing. Like I said, 82-60, 13 points from Tyson Dagenhart. Andrew Meadow leads the way with 20. Alvaro Cardenas had 13. Omar Stanley had 10. Javen Buchanan chipped in with 10 as well. Good win for the Broncos. They did what they needed to do. They took care of business. At the end of the day, they were projected to win by 20. I think the spread was 19.5, and they win by 22, doing exactly what you are supposed to do against one of the lower tier opponents in the Mountain West. It's one of those games that probably says a little bit more about Fresno than it does a little bit more about Boise. Fresno State, like I said, they fall I think to 1-11 in Mountain West play, or 1-10 in Mountain West play. Boise State up to 7-4 in Mountain West play. In going forward, I think that there's some good things that you can glean from this game for Boise State going into Tuesday's matchup against UNLV. But make your way on in here, leave some comments, and let's get your reactions to it, guys. But Boise State takes down Fresno State 82-60 here at ExtraMile Arena. Last Saturday matinee game that we get for the season. The rest of the way, we're going to be looking at evening games and late tips. So we're grateful to get out here and get it taken care of nice and early. Get home, get some dinner, and be able to watch some good hoops tonight. I know there's a big matchup between Utah State, New Mexico, and Logan. Gonzaga's got a big game at St. Mary's tonight, and a game that for Boise State fans, rooting for St. Mary's in that one. If they're able to win, keep that game quad one for the Broncos. In terms of this game, like I said, it's a game that Boise State's supposed to win first and foremost, and really impressed with the offense tonight. Fresno State's not been an exceptional defense this year, but credit to their coach, they throw a lot of junk defenses at you, right? They'll play a lot of different zones. They went to a 2-3, they'll go to a 1-3-1. They played some matchup zones, they played some man, and I thought Boise State handled all of their looks pretty well tonight. For the game, Boise State shoots 58% from 2-point range, 38% from three. Exactly what you want to see, right? An efficient performance, finishing the game 48% from the floor and 38% from three. Like I said, just taking care of business in a game you're supposed to win. I thought Alvaro Cardenas was excellent once again, leading the offense. 13 points on an efficient 5 of 9. Had 7 assists, which is fantastic. He's slightly above his season average at this point. He's taking care of business and leading the offense the way it needs to be led. Andrew Meadow, like I said, led the way with 20 points. He goes 7 of 13 from the floor, 3 of 8 from 3-point range. One thing about Andrew Meadow, he goes 4 of 5 from 2-point range, which is going to increase his lead in Mountain West play as the most efficient player from 2-point range since Mountain West play started. I think coming into this one, he was shooting 75% from 2-point range. Been really impressed with Andrew Meadow's ability to attack closeouts and get to the rim and be able to finish when he's at the rim. So really impressive game from Andrew Meadow. He's pretty consistently showed up in these types of games against, maybe not the top tier of the Mountain West, and putting good performances that helped ensure a victory for the Broncos. But before the game, we talked about, what are some things that you want to see? What are some things that make you feel good going forwards? One of the things that I touched on was seeing those lineups with Tyson Dagenhart at the 5 and see those lineups playing well. They went to that lineup a lot in the first half in particular. They had Tyson at the 5 for, by my count, about 12 out of the 20 minutes in the first half, and extremely efficient, able to get to the basket pretty consistently. And once again, the defense in that lineup was fantastic. As a whole, the defense was really good in this game. The Broncos hold Fresno State to just 38% from the field. Fresno shoots just 4 of 17 from 3. So, all game the defense was there, and again, very active defense. It was something that Leon Rice really harped on after the Colorado State loss. Said he wanted to play guys who played hard defense. They were going to consistently put in that effort, and it's these last 2 games it's shown. The defense has been a lot better today. One comment here, Jordan Morales saying, going to take BJ a bit to download the Cardenas highlight reel today. Wowzers. Yeah, late in the second half there was a behind-the-back pass to Julian Bowie in the corner that highlight reel stuff, man. Not a lot of players in Boise State history can make that pass, and probably more importantly, make it as consistently as Alvaro Cardenas is able to. I mean, that's probably the 6th or 7th pass this year that's going to end up on a highlight tape. So impressed with Cardenas, and thought again he was phenomenal today. One of those players who I don't think the box score always tells the picture with him. 13 and 7 is impressive, but just all the little things he does on the offense, being able to set other players up. And what I'm really most impressed with, though, is the turnovers have started to come down. Only 2 turnovers on the game for Cardenas. A little bit earlier in the year, some of those games getting up there 4, 5, 6 turnovers, and he's been keeping the turnovers down, keeping the assists high. Another comment here. Don't forget the Cardenas ankle breaker 3. yeah, the loudest pop I think that we saw all night tonight, or I guess all afternoon, was Alvaro Cardenas on the right wing breaking off a Fresno State player and knocking down a three. You know, we've said, I don't know if Alvaro Cardenas has an NBA career ahead of him. That's for, NBA draft analysts to analyze. But being from Spain, he's going to have a lot of value in Europe if he decides to play overseas. And I think Bronco fans are going to be able to tune in 10 to 12 years and continue to see Alvaro Cardenas playing basketball, because the stuff he does is really, really special, really, really, really special from Alvaro Cardenas. But again, really impressed with the offense tonight. Impressed with the rebounding. In the pregame, I said the one way that this maybe goes sideways is if Fresno State is able to compete rebounding. Fresno State's been one of the worst rebounding teams in the Mountain West, and Boise State ends up finishing +9 on the boards today. And even that +9 felt a little lucky at times. There were a couple of Fresno State threes that took strange bounces or airballed, and at the end of the day, didn't quite bounce Boise State's way, bounce into some hands of some Fresno State players. But I thought Boise State did a really nice job on the boards, did a really nice job defensively, especially. There's a moment there in the second half where, Boise State comes out of half a little bit slowly. I think Fresno State pulled it to about 13. Leon Rice takes a timeout. The defense settled in, and they had about a 5-minute stretch without giving up a bucket from there that extended the lead to 20 points. Boise State at one point did get the lead to about 27 at the under 4 media timeout. Fresno State able to pull a couple buckets back late. But I think all in all, a game that most Boise State fans are going to be pretty happy with, right? I don't think there's many complaints that you can have in that one. Maybe an individual performance here or there that you would have liked to see more out of. But all in all, I thought Boise State took care of business, did what they needed to do, and now you're looking forward to the rest of the season, right? We said last week Boise State really needed to go 4-0 in this stretch to kind of kick off the second part of conference play. They're off to a 2-0 start. They've got their toughest game during this 4-game stretch at Las Vegas, playing UNLV on Tuesday. And, we see here from the stable, win out the rest of the season. I think it's doable. Look, there's a lot of basketball to play. We've been saying, though, that if Boise State can finish out this season undefeated after that Colorado State loss, they should be on the right side of the bubble. All the bracket guys I talked to, all the analytics that are out there with, Torvik and Ken Palm, if Boise State can finish out Mountain West play 16-4, I think they're right in the picture for the NCAA tournament. And the way Boise State's playing, I think it's fair to say that it could be doable. They're playing good basketball right now. The defensive intensity's up. They're continuing to rebound really well, which despite playing a lot of minutes with Dagenhart at the 5, having RJ Keene out there has been a big boost for the rebounding. Keene tonight, only 14 minutes after he got 30 against Nevada, but still pulled down 5 rebounds. Really high effort, really high energy. The stuff that RJ Keene's been doing defensively as well, I think has helped those Tyson at the 5 minutes because his length and his effort, just getting in passing lanes, going for the ball, it's helping force turnovers, which this team wasn't necessarily doing before. And so Keene in the lineup has helped a lot with those Tyson at the 5 minutes. But, they're playing better, playing with more defensive intensity. I think winning out the rest of the way, it's doable, let's say. I think it's doable. A comment here from Michelle. She says, Dagenhart, Cardenas, and Buchanan are your power players. Keep them on the floor. I agree. I think at this point in the season, that's your big 3 right now. Those 3 guys, we saw it against Nevada. They combined for 54 of the 66 points that Boise had in this game. Today, Dagenhart has 13. Cardenas has 13. Buchanan only with 10 today. Didn't do as much offensively, but still was really good defensively. Brought in 6 rebounds. I think that going forward, that's your big 3. Those are the guys that if you're going to go win a Mountain West tournament, or if you're going to go win out from here, I think that you're looking at those 3 guys being the ones who step up along the way. We got Chase Levin here saying just find a way to win the rest of the games in the Mountain West tournament. Then you're looking at maybe an 8 seed. I don't know quite as high as 8 seed. I think Boise State's seed ceiling, if they could win out, you're probably still looking at like a 10 or 11 seed. I checked Bart Torvik, and they had Boise State as an 11 seed if they were able to win out. So I don't know if they quite get to 8-9 seed. To get there, you're going to need some help. You're going to need Clemson to continue winning games. They've been playing well as of late. That game's moved up to quad 1. I think you need St. Mary's to move up to probably like a top 15 net ranking team. Obviously that starts probably for a win against Gonzaga tonight for the Gales, but I think 8 seed might be a little high. But look, at the end of the day, if Boise State can get to the tournament at all after the start that this team has, I think that's something that you're excited about. I think that you take that all day long. Be sure keep leaving your comments. Soon we'll have BJ coming back. We'll have some comments from Leon, comments from the players, just getting their thoughts on the win tonight or on the win today. Like I said, it's a good win for the Broncos, taking down Fresno State 82-60. I do want to talk about the defensive performance today. Fresno State finishes the game with 0.88 points per possession. It's the second straight game we've seen Boise State do really, really well defensively. So I've been really impressed with what they've done. I thought Omar Stanley gave them some really good minutes today, especially as a rim protector. Fresno State shoots just 44% from 2-point range. I think a large part of that was what Omar Stanley was able to contribute as a rim protector. So lots more to come. We're going to have BJ on. We're going to be able to hear from Leon, hear from some players, but we're going to kick it over to some commercials real quick. You're watching a free show here on YouTube, and so we do want to hear from our sponsors that are allowing us to do this for free for you guys. So let's hear from them real quick. And
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RowPaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.
All right. Let me know how Nathan Carroll did first time, about middle of the second half. I said, what do you think of starting the show yourself so we can get out of here a little earlier tonight? So let us know how he did and what you thought. I know you were talking about the defense there at the end. Leon was impressed with that. Abe Jackson's going to join us here momentarily. But any final thoughts for you, and we'll let you roll. But we appreciate you for starting this thing off. And let me know how many zeros we need to add to his next paycheck here, folks. But what were your just overall general final thoughts here?
Yeah, they took care of business. At the end of the day, win's a win. And before the game, I just said, control it, right? Just control the win. And I think Boise State did that. There really wasn't a point where it felt like Fresno State was going to make it a game. I think going forwards, you feel pretty good about where Boise State's at. And, yeah, the defensive intensity was there. And I think Omar Stanley put in some nice minutes tonight, which I think is huge for Boise State. I mean, Stanley's been the topic of conversation all season. After the last game, Leon said the storyline of the season has been Omar Stanley, and we have felt, we've said it, this team can go about as far as Omar Stanley takes them. He finished the game with 10 points and with 6 rebounds, 3 assists. I thought he did some nice things defensively, especially, like I said, in rim protection. So getting Omar Stanley playing a little bit better, especially on the offensive end, I think it's a huge boost going forward. And I think the fully realized version of this team is going to be with a lot of Omar Stanley at the 5, a lot of Omar Stanley providing that rebounding and defense for this team. So. Yeah,
I was encouraged by him. There was a lot of encouraging things tonight, but encouraged by some great comments. I don't know if you paid your family to jump in the chat or what, but great coverage. Thank you. Did an amazing game. Summary, solid stuff. He is amazing, great in front of the camera. Keep him on your staff. There you go. So
yeah,
4 for 4 so far. So appreciate you as always. For it. What do we got coming in terms of the writing side here?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll probably do a little UNLV preview. That's a big game on Boise State's road to an at-large bid. So we'll do UNLV preview, have a little bit of an at-large update in there, and then we'll see how these next 2 games shake out for Boise State basketball, but might dive into a little bit of football again before we get into spring practice.
All right, well, let's hear 20 seconds from Jacksons, and then we'll swap out for Abe Jackson. This is the Jacksons Postgame Show, back in 20 seconds here on Bronco Nation News. It's game day. Are you ready?
Let's go!
All right, we bring in Abe Jackson. Appreciate
right there. All right.
There you are. We good?
From those comments, I got a lot to live up to coming in behind
so.
him.
Well,
Man,
you're the analyst. You're not the host. I'm the one, I guess, that has a lot to
you got
to
your
live
work
up
cut
to
out
here.
for you.
I got Wally pipped or something, but maybe we'll get out of here a little bit earlier. And Nathan does a good job, so I thought we'd let him come on and kick things off while we finish off some of the interviews and not make you have to wait around as long either, Abe. So we appreciate you, Abe Jackson. Just got done calling the game. Over on 93.1 FM. You figured it out at some point, right? Which channel you're on. But 93.1 FM today with Bob Beeler over on the Bronco Radio Network in Learfield. And now joining us for a couple minutes here on the Jacksons Postgame Show. Boise State 82-60, taking down Fresno State. And kind of what we thought it said on the pregame. Kind of just keep that momentum building from the Nevada game. Just keep getting the rotation, figured out. Keep getting guys going in the right direction. I thought it was another quality game.
Well, it was by far the best game that they have attacking a zone. I mean, by far. There was some other games where teams have played zone and the ball just kind of went around the 3-point line and they weren't aggressive. The ball was over their head a lot. And when the ball's over your head against the zone, it's very easy to tell that you're not going to do anything except pass. And so tonight or this afternoon, they were getting the ball into the paint. They were flashing a guy to the center. I can't count how many times the ball got to the free throw line or deeper, and it was either dumped down to the post that was on the baseline or it got kicked out to an open three-point shooter. The Broncos shoot 38% from three. If they can hang with that 38% for the rest of the year, the Broncos are going to win a lot of these games coming down the stretch.
A lot of individual things to be excited about, but I thought the play of the game might have been the behind-the-back pass from Alvaro Cardenas to Julian Bowie. Which we have, by the way. We can play that as we're talking here. But Alvaro Cardenas, 13-7 in that highlight reel play there.
And it wasn't just that it was a pass that got there. He put it in the shooting pocket, too. And so that's what makes it so tough.
All right, you're going to have to play it again because I can't get it. I can't figure out how to play it myself. Love technology here when it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. But I thought that pass was awesome. And again, kind of a quiet, there you go again, 13-7. But he hit a couple threes again today, 3 of 6 from downtown. The last 6 games, he's shooting almost 50% from three-point range. There you go. Here's going to be some of the Cardenas highlights.
That was the step back where he dropped the defender and then buried the 3. And I think it was only about 3 or 4 possessions after this where he goes behind the back right into the shooting pocket to Bowie, who knocks down the 3. There's a great pass. But there's got to be a little pressure on Bowie, too, because when he made that pass, the oohs were coming down from the crowd before the shot even left Bowie's hands. So you know that he was thinking, I got to make this. That was such a sweet pass. And he does knock it down. So those are 2 pretty nice highlights.
And twice, the play doesn't count if they don't make the shot.
Right.
Like you said, he crossed the dude over, got to hit the shot.
Yeah.
The pass, and then Bowie makes it by hitting the 3, or no one's talking about the pass if he doesn't make the shot. But we were just talking about Omar Stanley, and 10 points for him and only 16 minutes, but he goes 4 of 7 from the field. Had a couple assists, 3 assists for him. And again, it's baby steps, just moving in the right direction. But I thought Omar Stanley had a nice day today.
Yeah, and he did everything within the confines of his offense. He got some offensive rebounds. He made himself available against that zone for the dump-off passes. And then the one that I really like was the face-up about at the three-point line or at the free throw line. I've always said when he catches the ball at the free throw line and the other 5-man from the other team is on him, I think he's going to have a quicker first step to the hoop than the person guarding him the majority of the time. He did that, and he got right there, and he knocked it down.
And it was a little more balanced tonight, too. The last game you had, 3 guys, whatever game that was, 3 guys getting, 55 of the 65 points or whatever it was. Tonight you had, 5 guys in double figures, but then you also had Bowie with 9 and Carmichael hit a couple of shots, had 5. I mean, you'd like to have, 1 or 2 guys, obviously, that you can count on for your 20, plus points a game, but to have, 5-6 guys give you 10 plus, you like the balance.
Yeah, well, and the bench gave you 34.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big number. When your bench gives you 34, you don't have to lean on Degenhardt to give you 18 to 20 and Cardenas and your guys who are scoring most of the time. Your bench gives you 34, and you can just kind of roll through and have average games from some of your top scorers, and that's why you can still get into the 80s.
I'm not counting Buchanan's points as bench points. I'm not sure I've ever seen, and I asked Leon about it as nicely as I could in the postgame, but Emmanuel Ugbo, love the guy, does bring some things to the table, but he starts for his 2.5 minutes, goes to the bench, doesn't play the rest of the first half. Starts the second half for 2 minutes, goes to the bench, doesn't play the rest of the game. I don't know if I've ever seen that in basketball before, where it wasn't because of negative play, it wasn't because of foul. I mean, he did nothing wrong. He did nothing, period. And then just 2 minutes into the game, they already have the plan to put Buchanan in there. Maybe some guys just play better coming off the bench. Maybe there's some feel with Buchanan. I don't know, but I don't really get the Ugbo starting and playing for 2.5 minutes.
Well, they're 2-0 and 2 really good wins doing that. But my guess, and I haven't heard this, and I haven't asked Coach Rice, but my guess would be, when it came to the Nevada game, he said, I want my statistically best defenders out on the court, and they need to set the tone. So I think it's more about just setting tone for the game in general, that you're going to go out there and you're going to get some stops. You're going to maybe get some buckets, but you're going to have toughness on the defensive end. And then once you kind of establish that that's the way this game's going to go, then Buchanan comes in. You got much more offensive firepower than you did. But for me, I think it's a tone setter. I think they want to set a tone, not offensively, but defensively in these last 2 games. And they've done that. They've had really nice defensive production in the last 2 ball games.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're a 20-point favorite. You kind of did what you were supposed to do. We'll say in the second half, they had a little bit of a lull. I mean, when you're up almost 20 or whatever it was 20. At halftime, you would have liked to have seen them push that out to 30 plus.
Yeah, but that's just tough to do. It's in basketball. It's just so tough to keep growing a lead, because basketball just goes like this. You get hot and then you get a little bit cold. I mean, at the end of the game, the Broncos go 1 for their last 7 and still shoot 48% for the game. And so, or 48% in the second half.
Yeah.
No, sorry,
well,
for the game.
That's
for the game, 48% in the game. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just really hard to do that. They just keep growing a lead every single possession, but to be up 20 and then have them cut it to 13, but then take it right back to 22 for the win. I mean, not much you can shake your head at in this game.
No, they hit 11 threes. You get Bowie going again, hitting 3 threes tonight, and just kind of go ahead.
They hit 11 threes, but they could have probably hit 15. I mean, they had some wide open looks. Their offense was clicking. And that's one thing that you like when you're a coach. You love to see the ball go through the hoop, of course, but just the offense that it takes to get those open shots. And then sometimes shots just don't go. But there were some guys from 3 who were wide open after some great ball movement that didn't go in. So those 11 threes easily could have been 14 or 15.
And now you head out on the road against a team that they beat in UNLV here pretty handily and played really well in that game. And then UNLV went and beat Utah State at home, and then went to San Diego and beat San Diego State. And they've since lost a couple too. They're kind of been an up and down, but they certainly have the talent to beat anybody in this league. And they are tougher to beat at home too. Down there in Vegas, is always a challenge. It's a huge arena and usually not a very big crowd. And it's going to be a late, 8 p.m. Vegas time. I think it's a 9 p.m. Tuesday night game. Quick turnaround with the travel on Monday too. So it's a game that they should win. You think they should be able to win, but not going to be an easy game.
No, it's not going to be easy. And I think UNLV is a completely different team than when they got blown out of ExtraMile here 2.5 weeks ago or so. They've beaten some good teams. I think their confidence is much higher than it was. Didon Thomas is one of the best point guards in the league, and he's playing at a high level. So it's going to be tough, a much tougher game than here at ExtraMile, but I think the Broncos can get it done. I think the Broncos have found a little bit of something, a little bit of rhythm in these last 2 home games against Nevada and Fresno State.
Well, let's hear from some of those players. We appreciate you coming on, Abe Jackson. Thanks a lot for your help. Let's hear from Alvaro Cardenas and Andrew Meadow after Boise State's 82-60 win over Fresno State.
How'd that one feel tonight? Felt good.
All right. Hopefully you can at least hear me. The audio was playing, or was not playing. That might have been a Boise State. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, so sorry about that, guys. And I don't know why it took me three minutes to realize you were all. I should have noticed there was 11 comments. Something was going on. I didn't look down at the comments, so I apologize for that. We'll have to try. Do you hear any sound on your end? Okay. I don't know why that's the case. Why don't we try to remove it and see if we can add it back in on your end? Sorry about that, guys. No, I have no idea. Didn't triple check it to see if it was on there, and it wasn't playing. So that hasn't really happened anymore. And I don't know what happened there. So we'll see if Jaden Finch can throw it in there. He had sound on his end. I don't know why it would have been any different at all when we played it. That's really weird. I don't know why that would have been the case. That shouldn't have happened. Well, sorry about that, guys. Let's try again. Here's off of Jaden's computer, Alvaro Cardenas and Andrew Meadow after the game.
How'd that one feel tonight?
Felt good. I feel like it was a great win. We got better, especially defensively, so it was a good win.
You obviously come into the game, obviously they're having a tough year over there. I mean, how'd you guys kind of look at this one in terms of just focusing on yourself and trying to kind of continue the momentum you had against the bad?
Yeah, we kind of have a mentality of 1-0. We're only focusing on the next game right in front of us, and I think we had a great approach yesterday in practice, and it showed today.
How nice was it to be able to get 5 people in double figures, a couple more guys right there? How nice was it to get a lot of people involved in the offense tonight?
It's great. I mean, we have so many different pieces, and any given guy can have an amazing night on any given night. So it's great to have so many different guys do great
It
things.
feels like it's been a while since you guys have had a night like this where you've had almost everybody on. What was it that was just that the past few games it seems like it's been one person carrying your offense, not one person, but 1, 2, or 3 people.
I think it's just the confidence that we instill in each other. We're all brothers and we all love each other. So, I mean, just giving each other the confidence each and every day that, like, you're going to be great today, you're going to be great tomorrow, whatever it is. I think that's the reason why we were so good tonight.
I think you guys just went all on, but you were moving the ball quick as well. Just what can you say about the speed you guys were playing?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we talked about because they play this zone that's a little unconventional. So we knew at times we were going to have open shots, and we wanted to pass up the good shot for the great shot. And that was kind of our mindset: get the ball in the paint and then try to kick it out from in to out. So,
Andrew, for you, not to say you've been the forgotten man here, but some guys are getting a lot of big point games, and there's talk about who's playing, who shouldn't play all this, and you kind of quietly just still been right there as a key member to get 20 points and kind of assert yourself offensively today. How'd that feel for you?
I mean, it feels good, but I know what I can do out there, and I'm not looking into what anyone says. So, just staying even keeled throughout the whole season. I think that's what's gonna make me succeed.
good.
A game like this, how nice is it to get Omar a little more time, try to get him more involved?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I was telling him the whole game, like, I was proud of him and his energy and the way he came out. But I mean, it came from practice. Yesterday he had an amazing practice. He had great energy, and we need that from him. And we know, we all believe in him. We know he can turn it around.
Might be a better question for him, but I mean, like, he was checking out of the game and getting a standing ovation from the crowd. What the support as he kind of gets back to his true form? I mean, how cool is that to see?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome, and everybody likes Omar. Everybody that's talked to him know he's an amazing guy. He's a great leader for us, so it's always good to see him do good, and we need him. We need him to be at his best.
How do you feel like in terms of the rotations they cut down a little bit?
Sorry about that. Jaden Finch closed his computer and forgot that he was playing the interview for us. Let's all blame Jaden there. All right, Jaden, we may need you for Leon though. Let me see if it works on my end or not, because I don't know what the there's the Burns family. Always appreciate them for stopping by. All right, let's thank some of our sponsors here. Let's take 30 seconds and thank some of our sponsors, and then we'll hear from Leon Rice on the post-game show here.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RovePaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.
All right, we will try here with Leon Rice. I'll be able to tell pretty quickly if it worked or not. Let's hear if we can hear from Boise State's coach Leon Rice after the game.
Great approach by our guys. We had a energetic practice, in February 1. That looked like a team that was excited to play, fresh, ready to go. And we did some really good things the way we attacked that zone because, sometimes playing against the zone for 40 minutes can be a challenge. And I've seen huge improvement in Fresno throughout the year. And, I think they were up 5 with 4 minutes to go against Colorado State. And 2 games ago, they had Wyoming beat, and Wyoming made a huge shot to send in overtime. And so they've been doing some good things. And so, like I said, the team I saw on film looked a lot better than their record. And when you see them live, they got some great athletes, great players, and we had to guard them to stop them. And I thought our guys did a good job of both offensively, the way we attacked the zone, and then defensively, the way we made it tough for them, especially in that first half.
2 games in, since you kind of called it rock bottom, just kind of reset. 2 games in, the kind of newer, a little bit shorter rotation, everything you've changed.
Yeah.
How do you feel like it's all looking so far?
I mean, I think we're doing some. I've seen an improvement in our defense. It seems like it feels that way. It feels like we're a little harder to score on, and we're covering each other's back a little bit better, and our energy. It takes energy to be a good defensive team, consistent energy. And so I think I have seen progress. And the good thing, it's February, and I like the way we're practicing, and we're practicing to get better, which is so important because we've got a lot of inexperienced and young guys out, getting minutes. So practice is important. And these guys have approached it the right way. And, Omar, I was so happy to see him because I felt this was coming today because of the energy he played with in practice, and the response he had at practice was terrific. And because, he's step by step getting better. And when you got a guy like that, that's an all-league player, it's going to be a difference maker down the stretch.
Felt like the first game in a while where everyone was on for you, and just how nice was that to see tonight?
That's what you want as a coach is that. But the thing that I will say is I thought we ran such good offense. Those guys, the way they moved the ball, the way attacked inside out, the shots we missed. A lot of them just rattled in and out. They were great shots. I mean, we made 11 threes and. Without being like, oh, we were hot tonight. No. If we were hot tonight, we would have made about 15 to 18. But so it's great to workman like it and get 82 points and be as efficient, I think, as we were on offense. I felt like we were really efficient.
You kind of alluded it there, just playing in and out, the speeds of play, just how happy were you with how fast you guys were playing?
Well, we were playing pretty fast with a really good purpose, because. You don't, even those, you play fast, you put a lot of pressure on them. We got pretty darn good shots, even though the shot clock sometimes was down low. We ended up getting a good look, and it ended up in the right hands mostly. And so we were able to move that zone. But our pace was really nice tonight. And we had a few turnovers at the end where you'd like to see them convert. And some of the young guys just getting more game experience and more understanding because they're good players, and when good players get experience, they get a lot better.
Alvaro said a few minutes ago, people are going to say I'm crazy, but we still think we can win this league. And you mentioned how you guys are practicing and just the confidence these guys have right now. I mean, with the way the schedule's going to even out and everything, I mean, do you see a team that still looks at they're playing for a lot of things?
Oh, for sure. That's what we do, and we got confident guys. We got good players, and when we're clicking, I know we can beat anybody.
What did you see from Andrew tonight or this afternoon?
He's just growing as a player, and he's does so many good things, and the thing I'm trying to get him to do, because he's got the robot part of it figured out. I want him to have the free flowing part of basketball figured out a little more, and when he can match those two together, then wow, he's going to take another jump. And what I mean by that is because he's like a machine, the way he shoots the ball, the way he practices, the way, okay, now play in the flow of the game, and he's getting better at that because you don't want to tell a shooter like, okay, yeah, you got to drive more, and then all they're thinking is drive, and it takes away their shooting. But the way he's closed out and how strong he is, and he finishes at the rim, you want him to be able to read that and play out of it, and he's getting better and better at that stuff because he's a strong finisher.
Things are pretty good offensively, but kind of in the early second half, there was maybe a 4 or 5 minute kind of period where it didn't really have the same feel. You called a timeout, and the guys really responded.
Yeah.
What was it like to kind of see them respond?
Oh yeah, and it's basketball, such a fine line. If you're not playing at your hardest, defensively, the other team's going to just go score on you. And, that's what R.J. Keene's really helping us. I mean, you saw him dive out of bounds, and the crowd got into it, and it rubs off on his teammates and gives them energy. And that's his value. So I think he's he's a real catalyst to us the way. That's why he's out there a lot, because of the way he defends and flies around. And maybe, there was even a play when he was kind of doing things that were wrong, but he was playing so hard and then caused a travel. Good things happen when you play really hard, and that's what he's doing. And that's where he's a little bit of a leader that way, I think.
What is the thought process? I'm not sure I've seen a guy like Ubo that plays his 3 minutes and then doesn't play again in the half, plays 2 minutes, second half, doesn't play again. Like, what is the thought process, I guess, in terms of what do you want to see from him there?
Yeah, well, it's also matchups and what you're good at, and what they were throwing a zone at us, and there was we have other guys that are better fit to play against the zone maybe, and he's an energy, but you know what? That's you got a few guys that are going to be out there most of the game, and then you got a lot of guys that it's going to be situational. And like I said earlier, is that I've got a bench of a lot of unique things that I can choose from, and as I get to know them better in different situations, like an example is this. How many of those late shot clock shots has Julian made? So note to self, try to have him in late in the shot clock, if we're in those situations. And that's the data that you start to build up on guys. Okay, Ems is great at pick and roll D and this and that. Okay, if we're getting hurt, I can go to him for that. And this guy's great at zone offense. I can go to him for that. And this guy, so you're getting more data, and you can make better educated guesses. And that's what tonight was about, because, Javen, his pace and his feel in that high post is almost second to none. I mean, I've had some great ones in there, and he is, because of it, he's got such a calm look. He can see the picture, make the play. He's really good with that. And then that puts Tyson in a scoring spot. So, so it's all situational. It's not necessarily a negative some nights. That guy might have been playing all right, but the other guys might have fit better in those circumstances. So, and that's the beauty of having great guys, is they get it and they're rooting for each other. And he's so happy that Omar had a good night, and that's what makes our team different.
With UNLV, and just obviously beat them here, but they've had some nice wins, and they're obviously a talented team.
No doubt.
We might get you, I'm not sure Monday, but what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, they've had some of the best wins, and Kevin's doing a great job with that team to, because they had a tough stretch, and that's hard to flip it after that, and he did it. And, and then he had back-to-back 2 of the best wins, so we know how good they are. We know how talented they are, and it's a Mountain West Road game. So we're going to have to go down and play a great game to get it done.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
There he is, Coach Leon Rice, meeting with the media after the game. Sorry earlier about that, guys. Not sure what happened with some of our technical difficulties with the audio, but I think we got it figured out, and you're able to hear from Leon. The rest of the interview with Cardenas and Meadow, which not throwing our man Jaden Finch under the bus, but he did close his laptop by mistake, and that's why the reason that video stopped playing. If you missed any of that or didn't get to hear the end of that, I believe in about 15 minutes that'll go up on our YouTube channel. So the full Leon Rice, full Cardenas and Meadow interviews will be up on the YouTube channel of Bronco Nation News. coming up in about 15 minutes. We got some highlights we want to play as well. We'll take your comments, your thoughts. Not huge viewership right now, which not that surprising. We got 62 of you watching on YouTube, and we appreciate all of you that are. And maybe some of you guys are watching this later, and that's understandable as well. It's a Saturday evening at 5 o'clock. It's a nice time. I don't blame you if you don't want to be watching this show right now, but still almost 700 of you have tuned in at some point here, and we appreciate you for that on the Jacksons postgame show after Boise State takes down Fresno State 82-60. We got to give away a Bouscher Real Estate Player of the Game. We'll do that shortly. I mentioned some highlights to get to, so if you have any remaining comments or thoughts on the Player of the Game or any of that stuff, let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat, and we will get to that here shortly on the post-game show. Do want to thank a couple sponsors, ropaint.com, our title sponsor, roepaint.com, all your painting needs. Hit up our title sponsor at ropaint.com. Highly recommend those concrete coatings, and they're going to be doing some drywall and painting work on our house here in the next couple of weeks, and every step of the process so far has been smooth and got a good estimate and approved it, and we're ready for them to come out and do some of their quality work that they can do. Again, our title sponsor, hit them up, ropaint.com. Hey, TacoBellWorks.com, SOM Management, the Nicolason family, proudly supporting the Boise State student-athletes through their endowed scholarship of more than $400,000 they've committed to Boise State student-athlete scholarships. So return the favor next time you're looking for that delicious fast food meal. Just hit up one of the Treasure Valley Taco Bell locations, and they are hiring. Get more information online at TacoBellWorks.com. I saw our man Shelby Lindley from ICCU at the game today. Somebody gave him courtside seats. I don't know how Shelby got second row seats, but ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much in every corner, but as you guys know, the easiest is that mobile e-branch online banking. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. The Broncos did get over 70 today, so you get a hot dog, a fountain drink, and a banana for $2 on Monday using your Let's Go Rewards app. Don't forget, Monday, you now get a hot dog, a fountain drink, and a banana for $2 when you use the Let's Go Rewards app since the Broncos got over 70 points. So hit that up on Monday for your Jacksons deal. And don't forget, anytime you buy a hot dog at Jacksons, 25 cents goes back to the Horseshoe Collective at Boise State. So we appreciate Jackson's sponsor of our post-game show here. Snake River Pool and Spa, patio and game locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. Been around since 1978. They're part of the Boise State home team. TheSpaTeam.com is the website. Check them out, TheSpaTeam.com. Snake River Pool and Spa, patio and game. And one of our sponsors here at Bronco Nation News saw Travis Hawks at the game today, theblueandorangestore.com. You can order anywhere in the world, Boise State gear at theblueandorangestore.com. Check them out online, whether it's jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, logo golf balls, you name it. They got you covered online, theblueandorangestore.com, or anywhere, from anywhere. But you can also, if you're in the Boise area, just go to the Boise Town Square Mall, second floor next to Per Image, and visit the physical location of the Blue and Orange Store. And they got those great clearance racks and daily deals, so hit them up at the Blue and Orange Store. Hey, Lithia Ford of Boise, lithiafordboise.com. LithiaFordBoise.com. They are ready to put you in a new Ford car or truck. They've got some new NIL deals. They got, Roger Carrion. They've got Cage Casey, Latrell Caples driving one of their new Ford Rangers. So a lot of great new vehicles from Lithia Ford Boise. They are taking care of the student athletes, the coaches, the administrators at Boise State on NIL deals and things like that, sponsorship. So return the favor to them at Lithia Ford of Boise. Was out there and appreciate Jim Sturk and company and was had a good time out there. The other day. We are on the Jacksons post-game show. We've got some highlights. If I can get those logged into the system here. Let's make sure I'm doing this properly here first. I don't know why we didn't have sound previously, so I apologize for that. But Boise State 82 to 60 was the final. We've got some highlights here. Andrew Meadow, nice take to the basket there. Alvaro Cardenas here finds end of the shot clock to Buchanan. Kind of an off-balance, weird-looking three there, but it goes for Buchanan. Gave Boise State the lead. Tyson Degenhart, nice little up and under. I'm not sure how Sec didn't block that for Fresno, but Tyson gets it to go there. And there's Bowie, a deep three. Missed it, but Javen Buchanan right there with the tip-in for Boise State. That was one of the 11 offensive rebounds for Boise State tonight. There's Andrew Meadow. He had 20 points. There's 3 of them right there. He was 3 for 8 from downtown. Boise State had 3 guys hit at least 3-pointers in this game. There's good ball movement for Boise State on this one. Andrew Meadow takes it right to the rack. The and one there for Andrew Meadow. 29 minutes for him. And this was a good sign for Boise State, getting Omar Stanley going. That should have been a foul right there. Not sure how it wasn't. But Omar Stanley, 10 points for him tonight, getting him going, I thought could be a huge key for this season moving forward. But there's Julian Bowie again. Missed it, but again, right there for the putback as Omar Stanley was much more effective tonight. 16 minutes, 10 points for him. There's Alvaro Cardenas. Again, he was 3 for 6 from three-point range tonight. He's at over 45%, I think, in his last 5 or 6 games from three-point range. There's Tyson Degenhart with the bucket. Good ball movement again. Cardenas, he'll try it again and connect again. Getting Cardenas in going from three-point range is huge for Boise State. There's Tyson backing down his guy again. Just too easy there for Tyson. We're still in the first half here for Boise State, just pouring it on. Meadow from the corner. Again, 3 3-pointers for Andrew Meadow tonight. Nice to see him get 20 points. That's big time for him. And there's Buchanan. Kind of tough to stop that there with the hesitation, and gets the N1. Didn't need as much scoring tonight from Buchanan. There's a nice drive from Cardenas. Buchanan finishes with 10 points, 1 assist, plus 18 in 25 minutes for him. Much more of a balanced scoring attack. There's Emmanuel Ugbo. Only played 5 minutes, but he gets the bucket there. Here he is setting a pick. He rolls. Cardenas says, you know what, I'll just take it myself. There's the bucket from Alvaro Cardenas. We're in the second half now here. Buchanan posting his guy up. Nice pass underneath to Tyson. Gets the shot blocked, but gets his own rebound and puts it in. Tyson Degenhart tonight, 13 points, 9 rebounds, was 5 of 9 from the field. And Tyson would have had a double-double, but they took a rebound away from him. Nice shot there from Stanley on a shot clock violation. He got the rebound, then they called the shot clock violation. If they had just let it go, he would have had a double-double there. But Andrew Meadow from the corner, he connects again. And Tyson finds Cardenas in the corner, the step back, and there's the you make the guy fall down, you better hit the shot. And Cardenas does that right there. And then a little bit later, Stanley finds a streaking Tyson down the middle. Tyson only took 9 shots tonight, but it was a balanced effort. Didn't really need him to do much more. And then here's Bowie, end of the shot clock again, hits a long 3 there. And then how about Cardenas? What a pass. In the corner, you got to hit that 3 if you're Bowie, and he does. And what a shot there, what a moment there as Boise State wins this one. 82-60 is the final for Boise State tonight. And up and down the lineup, just a very impressive game for Boise State with what we saw in a lot of different areas. They shoot 48.4% for the game. They have a 37-28 rebound margin in this one as well. Just up and down, you look at the stats, and they were pretty impressive for Boise State tonight. The full scoring was Tyson Degenhart, 13 points. Emmanuel Ugbo, 2 points in 5 minutes. Meadow had 20 in 29 minutes. He was 7 of 13 from the field. No points for R.J. Keene in 14 minutes. He did have, 5 rebounds for R.J. Keene, a couple hustle plays, 2 assists as well. Cardenas, 13 points, 7 assists for Alvaro Cardenas. Buchanan had 10 points and 6 rebounds in 25 minutes. Hit all 3 of his free throws. Boise State 11 of 12 from the foul line tonight, by the way. Omar Stanley was 2 for 2 from the line. 4 of 7 from the field for his 10 points and 6 rebounds. Very, very impressed, and good sign. Omar Stanley contributing tonight, because you're going to need a guy like Omar against some of the size that UNLV has on Tuesday. Pearson Carmichael got 12 minutes and had 5 points, and then that was pretty much the same 9-man rotation that we saw against Nevada, but there for the final 3 minutes of the game, they put Chris Lockett and Dylan Anderson in there at the end of the game, and they before that pretty much stuck with those same guys that kind of got him to this point, with Lockett and Anderson not seeing much of the court until the end of the game. Somebody asked earlier if Lockett was hurt. Nope, they're just not super pleased with his minutes right now, so they decided to give him to other guys. So don't believe there's anything going on with Chris Lockett. Don't know that for sure, but it sounds like it's more of just they think other guys deserve the minutes right now, and the 11-man rotation has pretty much come down to 9. So here we are, about 10 days since Leon Rice declared rock bottom, and I know it's 2 home games against 2 bottom half teams in the league right now, but Boise State has responded with 2 nice wins and got a little bit of momentum going now. 7-4 in league play, 14-7 overall, and still a favorable schedule here. I mean, 2 winnable games this week. The UNLV game is going to be tough, but it's a big game, because if you can beat UNLV, come home and beat San Jose State, then all of a sudden you're on a 4-game winning streak and 9-4 in league, and probably in 3rd or 4th place when you go down to Viejas Arena against San Diego State. So a lot, again, a lot of games left, and I understand it was Fresno, and you were favored by 20 and you won by 22. I understand it wasn't exactly, nothing to lead Sports Center with, but it was still a nice win, nice couple of wins at home here. You did what you needed to do before you go to UNLV on Tuesday. Hey, Ridley's Family Markets, we're going to give our Matt Bauscher player of the game here in a moment. ShopRidleys.com. Check them out. Ridley's Family Markets, locations in the Treasure Valley, Magic Valley, across the state of Idaho, surrounding states. And you know what? Ridley's Family Markets is just a great spot, great people, and you can get 40% off of the checkout line when you download that Skip app. Hey, transcompservice.com. 866-813-7620. They're a local company in the Treasure Valley helping folks get into the trucking industry all over the United States. DOT overweight, all the paperwork, all the permits, everything you need if you want to get into the trucking industry. Hit up our friends at Transportation Compliance Service. 37 pounds is now the total that I've lost, 37 pounds. That's a big deal, man. Fitting in some shirts and jeans and things that I haven't fit in a while. 37 pounds since October, and it's thanks in large part to Lean Feast. Check them out online, leanfeastmeridian.com. The website at the bottom is wrong. It's leanfeastmeridian.com. That's the website, leanfeastmeridian.com. Healthy eating options, 10,000 plus combinations. They deliver anywhere in the Treasure Valley, and so there's no excuse now to not eat healthy. You don't even have to go into the store. They deliver it all. Steak, shrimp, chicken, fish, you name it. It's good in your refrigerator for 5 days. It's all fresh, not frozen. 2 minutes in the microwave, and you're just making everybody jealous at lunch with a healthy meal option. So check them out at Lean Feast. Hey, speakpipe.com/BNN is where you can leave us a voicemail. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play the best ones on the show here. Speakpipe.com/BNN. We'll play those on an upcoming BNN broadcast. We'll play on Monday if you have one this weekend. Football, basketball, whatever you got as we get ready to start Super Bowl week here. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Brought to you by Signature Roofing. They've been covering our community for more than 20 years. You can check them out online at mysignatureroofing.com. That's mysignatureroofing.com. Whether it's a re-roof or repair, an estimate, inspection, online. Again, they got you covered at mysignatureroofing.com. Hey, I've announced this a couple times. We have altered the trip we're doing. We're giving away a trip. We'll be giving that away on Tuesday down in Las Vegas. I'll be doing my show Tuesday morning. It's going to be an hour later than usual on Tuesday, 10 a.m. start back in Boise. And that'll be a special show live from Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas ahead of the game on Tuesday night. But we're going to give away $500 gift card to Southwest Airlines, 2-night stay at Circa at a mutually agreeable date, and a free steak dinner, gift card for a steak dinner at Barry's Prime, the steakhouse there at Circa for a lucky subscriber. So just got to be a yearly subscriber to BNN. You have time before Tuesday morning to jump in now. It's a $70 for a year, but if you use the promo code BNN50 deal, it comes down to $50 for your first year at BroncoNationNews.com, and you'll be automatically entered. We'll go Tuesday morning and just take our full list of yearly subscribers. Doesn't matter if you've been a subscriber for 10 minutes or 3 years. We'll throw you into the wheel and pick a winner, and we're going to be doing that on Tuesday morning live from Circa Resort and Casino. So if you want to have a chance to win a paid trip to Las Vegas, jump on in, and that'll be coming up on Tuesday morning live from Circa Resort and Casino. It is time for our Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate Player of the Game. Hey, number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley for a reason. The Raines family bought and sold our home using Matt and his team, and it was a great, enjoyable experience. And you get to meet everybody in that picture when you use Matt and his team, because everyone's specialized in a different area, and just no stone is left unturned. The customer service is unmatched. You can check them out online at BauscherRealEstate.com. Again, the website is BauscherRealEstate.com. You can give them a call, 208-243-8222 is the phone number for Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. And I know everybody has multiple friends who are realtors in this town, but Matt and his team do a tremendous job. And we got multiple options here. We're going to give it to Andrew Meadow. 20 points to lead the Broncos tonight. He was a plus 16 for Andrew Meadow. He was 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 8 from three-point range, 3 for 3 from the foul line, had 3 rebounds as well, an assist, a steal, and a block, I believe. So we're going to give Andrew Meadow our Matt Bauscher Real Estate Player of the Game tonight. Hey, appreciate all you guys for checking us out tonight. I agree. Sick Modern says, good to see Omar looking more like himself. Jennifer says a win is a win. Yeah, it was, but I mean, it was a 22-point win. Anytime you win a conference game by 20 points, that's a nice win. I don't care what people want to say about Fresno not being any good, and I'll be honest, Fresno State looks awful. I mean, Vance Wahlberg, the coach, looks like a nice guy. They have, a couple nice players, but for the most part, that's a struggle over there for what they got going on at Fresno State. I feel, that's just, they're not going to win a lot of games probably here the rest of the season, and that's a heck of a rebuild effort that Vance Wahlberg has underway. Because it's just a lot of challenging times over there in Fresno to get that turned around. And I thought Fresno just didn't bring much to the table tonight, especially in the first half. I mean, give them a little credit for fighting in the second half. They only lost the second half by 4. But overall, I thought Fresno State did not look good at all. So you do factor that in when you talk about Boise State and winning by 22. Certainly Fresno had a lot to do with that, but I thought Boise State did what they needed to do tonight, and continued the momentum from the last game, 2 games in a row, and now goes down to UNLV on Tuesday. Thank you, Jumpin' Idaho, says you asked great questions during the interviews. Appreciate that. Nice of you to say. Did surprise that Brennan Ramirez didn't get in. 22 points, probably not enough time, and they wanted to give Lockett and Anderson and some of those guys that haven't played a chance to play, so I don't have a big issue or surprise with that. I mean, to be a walk-on, you got to be up by 30, 40 points probably to get in some of these conference games. BSU will need more and more of that from Omar to make a run in March. I agree. Totally agree with that. Thought Omar did some things, and it was nice to see Omar get back on track, and hopefully he can keep it going here. But again, Tuesday night, Boise State will be in Las Vegas, 9 p.m. game Tuesday night. Get the coffee going. We will have a live show on Monday morning with Mike Prater. I'll be in Boise, and then I will head to the airport, fly down Monday afternoon to Las Vegas, and we will have a live show Tuesday morning from Circa Resort and Casino with Jay Tuss to get you set for Tuesday night's game. So appreciate you guys. Go subscribe if you can. You just watched an hour and 3-minute show on YouTube for free, thanks to all of our sponsors. So please support the sponsors and go support them in their business and let them know that you appreciate their support of BNN and making the circle all go round. But definitely hit up Jackson's on Monday. You get that $2 hot dog, soda, and banana when you use the Let's Go Rewards app on Monday at Jackson's, since the Broncos got over 70 points. And, of course, our title sponsor is roepaint.com, roepaint.com. All your painting needs, hit up our title sponsor at roepaint.com. But we'll have full Leon Rice, full Cardenas and Meadow interviews, full highlights, my full story. If you missed anything or joined the show late, we have a full coverage coming to BroncoNationNews.com. I'm going to work on my story here while the cleaning crew is cleaning up, and we'll have full coverage for you later this evening at the website if you want to check that out, or on our YouTube channel as well. So subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to Facebook, subscribe to X. That's all free. We appreciate all you guys for checking out the show. And again, Boise State wins this one 82-60. 82-60. Boise State able to win this game tonight. And overall, my final thoughts, just impressed. They did what they had to do. You had balanced scoring, 5 guys in double figures tonight. So certainly, if you're Leon Rice, you'll take the 25, 30 points from somebody when you can get them. But if you can get 5 guys scoring in double figures, that's a good sign moving forward here for Boise State. And Andrew Meadow, 20 points. Enjoyed seeing that. Enjoyed seeing Omar Stanley get going as well. 10 points for him. So a lot of encouraging signs for Boise State moving forward. I get it. It was obviously Fresno State. But in the end, nice 2 wins at home, did what you had to do, and now you go for a big game Tuesday night against UNLV in Las Vegas. And we'll, of course, be at Circa Resort and Casino, our home away from home here in Boise. And when we go on the road, they are our home. So we appreciate Derek Stevens, everybody at Circa. Looking forward to getting down there on Monday. Can't wait to see everybody. And appreciate you guys. Go subscribe if you can. Tell your friends. And we'll leave you with a word from our post-game show sponsor here, Jacksons. And we'll talk to you Monday morning, 9 a.m. Boise State 82-60. The Broncos now 15-7 overall, 7-4 now in Mountain West play. And enjoy that game tonight, folks. Utah State and New Mexico. That should be an awesome game from Logan, Utah, coming up in about 2 hours, 7:30 Mountain Time. I would suspect Utah State wins it at home, but that should be a fun game. Utah State, New Mexico tonight in the Mountain West. So we're going to finish up our story and get home and watch part of that. But we appreciate all you guys for your support of Bronco Nation News. Go support the sponsors. Go subscribe. Give us a retweet. Give us a like, a share, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you 9 a.m. on Monday. Bronco Nation News Live. Bronco Nation News, the Jacksons Postgame Show, 82-60, the final from the roepaint.com, our title sponsor. We appreciate them from the Western Collective Studios. Have a couple Horseshoe Golden Ales. May just do that myself this evening. Enjoy the weekend, folks, and we'll talk to you Monday morning here on Bronco Nation News.
It's game day. Are you ready?
Let's go!
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, roepaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.